right, man. People is linking the Lions to potential Stefon Diggs trades, which he could be done with the Buffalo Bills. Because he could be done with the Bills. I don't know. Him and Josh Allen got something going on there. Who knows? But let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. He got a potential out after this year in his contract. After 3 years, $70 million guaranteed in his contract. Cap hit is huge after this year as well too. So you might not have to pay him for a minute, or maybe after that potential out, he going a new contract. But like I said with T. Higgins, this overkill. He only 30 years old. Be 31 November 29th, I believe. I think it's a bit overkill. Athletic, can get down the field, can do everything you need to do. Bit of a crybaby divish, but that's what you get with receivers. But be a good fit for the Lions. Athletic guy, experienced guy. I think Goff can get him the football down the field. Obviously, he have a lot of one-on-ones between him, St. Brown, and Sam Laporta. Like I said before, I think you can probably draft a guy, or you can get a cheaper guy like a DJ Shark, who can come in and do what you need him to do for a cheaper price and be just as effective. But at the end of the day, if you want to be put over the top, I feel like they should went to go get an edge rusher, and maybe they'll address that in the draft. I don't know. Maybe they feel like Kaminsky, James Houston, and some of these guys like Jasper Pascal is going to develop and step up. We got to see, but I ain't against it though. But the receiver-rich draft, it's going to be hard to get people to pony up money for Keenan Allen and Mike Evans. That's why Keenan Allen got traded. He didn't want to take a pay cut. Mike Evans, they cut him. They both was making between almost $33 million a year or so for the Chargers. So the Chargers had to do something else at receiver. Then you start looking, going down, and what I'm saying, who want to pay all this money for receiver? You got Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., Keon Coleman, Michigan State, Florida State. You got the Brian Thomas kid out of LSU, Xavier Legette. You got the kid out of North Carolina. You got a number of receivers that's coming out, and that's one of the reasons we end up signing Golden Tate free agency, because it was so many receivers coming out that year. Mike Evans, Sammy Watkins. It was just a number of receivers. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, all was in the same year. So it really wasn't the market for Golden Tate out there like that, and it was one of our biggest free agent signings that we can remember. And on top of that, most successful. So it's the same thing for T. Higgins and Stefon Diggs and those guys, especially with Corey Davis coming out of retirement, Mike Williams signing with the Jets, Mike Evans going back to Tampa. So, who else going to want a receiver when it's a little tight out here is the question, So, of course, naturally, the Lions probably got a couple dollars in cap space to play with. They got to pay St. Brown. You got to pay Stefon Diggs, Can you make it work? Is it going to make a difference? You know what I'm saying? Can Goff get him the ball? I think Goff can get him the ball. He got Brandon Cook the ball. Brandon Cooks the ball, so I don't see no issue. It'll make them that much more serious and that much more of a threat with Stefon Diggs, what he can do with the ball in his hand. Now, with that divish crybaby ass mentality, is that going to fit in the locker room? See, J-Mo came in a little bit immature. You can deal with that because he a kid. But all that crybaby shit he doing, nah. Now, would he want to come to Detroit? Absolutely. He want to stick it right to Minnesota. 2 times a year you get to play Minnesota. Guess what? In Buffalo, what they was doing? All I had to do was stop you and stop Josh Allen from running. They wasn't worried about Gabriel Davis. They wasn't, then you end up getting the tight end who was really, really good. Kincaid. He was really, really good. You end up getting that dude, and it's like, you end up getting Kincaid. That helped out. But in Detroit, guess what? Who you going to roll coverage to? St. Brown, Laporta. You're going to roll coverage to Diggs. You're going to put 8, 9 in the box and stop, Montgomery and Gibbs. You're going to roll all that. Then you got Jameson Williams doing his thing, running the ball, catching the ball. Come on. Riddle me that, fucking Batman. Riddle me that. Riddle me that. So really, I see why people want to get T. Higgins, why we push for Mike Evans, why you pushing for all those top receivers, because who you gonna guard? Only problem that can have is somebody bitching and complaining about not getting the ball enough. And last year we didn't have that problem. I think really you go out there, you make a move for Diggs, or you make a move for another receiver, you going all in. You going all in, to be honest. You going all in for a receiver. I mean, you going all in for a Super Bowl. And at that point, if you gonna make a move for them, guess what you got to do then? You got to find a way to get another pass rusher. No doubt about it. You got to find a way to get another pass rusher. So that's the $1 million thing about it. You got to find a way to get another pass rusher to make it complete. So, you see people saying, well, the Packers are the favorite to win the NFC North. Cool, that's gonna change real quick. You get Diggs. But then again, guess what? I gotta pay Sewell, I gotta pay Brown, I gotta pay St. Brown, I gotta pay Jared Goff. And then you have ways to figure out how to do it. Philadelphia and 49ers manipulate the cap like nobody else. That's the importance of a capologist. You gotta know where you gotta put the money at. I think I pay Liam McNeil coming up too. So that's why you gotta keep drafting well. Pay who you can pay, trade, the guys you can't pay, you tag them, you trade them, or you tag them and you trade them. So, that's what it is. That's the game. So, but nonetheless, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I mean, they going for it. I thought Diggs was older than 30. He was kicking our ass in Detroit for so long. I welcome it. I like him better than T. Higgins. That's my preference, though. That's just my preference. Not saying T won't end up being a better receiver down the line. I just think T just want to prove to be a number one receiver. And some people want to prove to be the man. One thing I like about the Minnesota Timberwolves and why it's working for them, Karl Anthony Towns told it. I tell Anthony Edwards this all the time. He gonna be the face of this league. Some people just know, like, man, he the man. He gonna go as far as you gonna take us. Let me get the keys. And what's so funny? I seen an interview with Gary Payton. I forgot who he was interviewing with. He said that he had to sit down Shaq and convince Shaq, if we gonna win the championship in Miami, we got to get the keys to Dwayne Wade, to the Flash. We got to get the keys to Dwayne Wade. He said Shaq didn't want to do it, but he had to convince Shaq to turn the team over to Dwayne Wade. See, some people ego too big to make shit work. Gary wanted a ring. He didn't get one when he played us in the finals when the Pistons stopped the Lakers. Got remember him and Malone was on that team too. But some people, are so selfless, and they logical that Karl Anthony Towns like, you know what, man? We gonna go as far as this guy. We ain't gonna go as far as only, this is his team, man. We only gonna go as far as Anthony Edwards take us. You know how much ego that gotta be set aside for somebody to say some shit like that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he the man. Everybody want to be the man. Everybody want to be the uno, especially today in social media. Nobody want to play their position, play their part. You look at a building. Every part of the building is important. The roof, without the foundation, what's the roof? Without the bricks and the siding, what's the building? Everything is important, but everybody feel like they got to be the most important part. And when you get guys, superstars willing to put their ego aside for a common goal, that's when you really got a successful team. And that's what made the 04 Pistons so great. And I think that's what Detroit building. No egos. And if it's going to be ego in there, it's going to be Dan Campbell's. But it's a controlled ego. It's a controlled bravado. It's all dog up in there. It's all low maintenance. We don't need no baths. We get dirty. We eat with our dirty hands. We eat with our paws. Fuck a spoon. Fuck a fork. Fuck a spork. And that's what you like. And you got to know if Stefon Diggs can fit in that type of locker room. If not, he ain't no fit. I think T. Higgins more of a fit from that standpoint. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, the whole 9. Everything in the link tree. Peace.